Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Now Rashad Penny. 9 yards on the gain there, so he got half of it back, and it'll be 3rd down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
General West.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Escaping the pressure right. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
A first down carry for Barkley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Hey, Orbit. 50's the mark. Man,
Throwing Jones. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. You got nothing there. You got nothing.
Now Jones from the gun on third down. Got a man, Slayton. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Second and 10 now from the 27.
I got it.
Now Wilson throwing again. Steps away to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down.
14, 14, 40. Good.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Quick, switch 15. Watching it. Good. Switch. Check, 55 to mine. Tempo.
To throw is Wilson. Dancing to his left. And this is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Shift. Touch 50, touch 50. 25.
They go play action with Wilson. Being chased at Wilson, hit, it's loose, it's out, fumble, and the Giants have it, it's picked up, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Jones on 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now Jones. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
Let's go. 50, plant. Mike front 4. Watch the screen. Pass. Shift. Recon, 132 fighter. Check 43. Jumping. Hey, watch it. Check 99. He's coming. Double up. Let's go.
They'll try and run forward Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Go.
Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. This is intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Protein spill.
Jones now on first down. That's complete to Gallman. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. The ball resting on their own 5 here as they come up to the line on second and long.
Check 26, check 26. Check 50, check 50. Check 52. Under crunch, under crunch, under crunch. He's coming. 80 weapon. Hey, Alpha.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll go out of bounds just shy of the 20. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
He's got a first down past the 30. 13 yards, good for a Giant first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey. Rock it, 5.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field.
Hey, wahoo!
Here's Jones, operating from the gun. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Flushed out right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick, there on the coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
He's going to air one out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big pickup of 38. They come out here in the eye. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5. On the run, it's Penny. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up second and goal.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Wilson on the keeper. And I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, they held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Mark 55. Mark 55.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. He's at the 50, the 40, 20. 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. SOS. Let's go double count right here. Double count. Good touch.
Wilson to throw on 3rd down. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Check mark 54. Mark 54. We own them. We own them.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. After the sack on 1st down, Jones. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half, a 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
10-2
First down.
Check 4.
On the draw, this is Barkley. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go, G. Get off the field. Defense.
On 3rd down, Jones eluding the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. This one from 35 yards away. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Now Barkley stripped of the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Mark 50, Mark 50, Mark 50. Watch the fly.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
25, check 25. Hurry. Sponge.
On second down, here's Barkley. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Jones on third down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hey, Charlie. Slay. 54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Looking to throw. Jones. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Darius Slayton with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's going to take off with it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf, and he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Check three.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there at 22. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Draw play. This is Carson. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Watch twist.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Let's go.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Rolling to his left. He's got his man. This is Tate. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. Here's Riley Dixon now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. And here's Wilson to throw again. It's caught, Lockett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
They go play action here on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Barkley. And some room to roam now. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, Echo. Put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Let's 57. 57's mine. Let's go.
Throwing Jones to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now this throw caught left side, and he'll be corralled right around the 34. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards that time. Throwing again here, Wilson. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick, there on the coverage. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Going to throw again. Completes it to Dixon. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
And they will take a knee here.
Base.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And say what you want about CenturyLink Field up in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed a stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Giants, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they will head back home next week.